Hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus Dominion painting tutorial, and today we are painting a Vindictor in the colours of the Anvils of the Heldenhammer. It's a very popular Stormhost, and well, we're just going to get right to it. So, the first colour we're going to be using is Shyish Purple. She's been primed in Grey Seer, I should say, and we're going to be using this Shyish Purple as our pre-shade for our black. And what we want to do is we want to get this all over all of the armour, just like this. Now we can get it over the soft details as well if we want. It's ultimately not going to make too much of a difference. And we don't need to worry too much about it being a perfectly smooth coat. What we don't want it is to get too much on there and it become too dark. If it's too dark, when we come to add the black shortly, we're going to lose a lot of the effect that we're going for. And with that Shyish Purple applied to all of our black areas, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some black Templar. I'm going to paint this over the top of all of that purple. And so with that done, you should now have some lovely black armour. So what we're going to do now is we're going to highlight it up using some Daemonette Hide. And so with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Slaanesh Grey. I'm going to use this to add as a little spot highlight on the sharpest areas of that black. So for example, down here on the boot, all we want to do is just want to pick out this corner here. This corner here. This corner here. And there, like that. So you just want to go around like this. Picking out all of these areas. As well as things like the rivets and stuff. Like that. And so with that done, our armour is looking pretty damn cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on, and we're going to use some Retributor Armour to paint in all of our gold details. And there's quite a few on the Anvils of the Heldenhammer. So we've got, for example, the outer area of the shield. Just like that. We've got the face on the shield. So in here, there, like that. We've got the iron halo. Well, it's not an iron halo, but the halo there. We've got the kind of decorative features on the weapons, and we've also got all of the trim around all of the armor. So all of these areas. Like so. So you just want to go around like this. And then we'll come back. And with all that Retributor Armour applied, what we're now going to do is going to shade it. The colour we're going to be using first is a Fyreslayer Flesh. And so with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Blood Angels Red. We're going to use this to shade the soft wraps on the weapons. And by shade, I mean colour in. And with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to use some Wyldwood. I'm going to use this to colour in all of the leather straps. So we've got the belt, got the strap on the shield, we've got the various ones around the armour. As well. You also want to colour in the scabbard of the knife. And with that done, we then want to use some thinned down Leadbelcher to paint in all of the silver. So starting with the blade, we've also got the scale mail and the belt buckle. With that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to shade all of that silver using some Basilicanum Grey. And next up, I'm going to put our final base coat on, which is going to be some Apothecary White. I'm going to do this all over the symbol on the shoulder pad. Like that. Same on the lightning bolt. on the other shoulder pad, as well as over this area, these areas on the shield. So with that done, our Anvils of the Heldenhammer Vindictor is what I would describe as about Warhipster battle ready. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the next stage. And the first colour we're going to be using is Retributor Armour. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using this on the shield just to brighten back up the wide open spaces on that shield. So we just want to basically use this Retributor Armour going up to just underneath the rivets and just underneath the lip of the shield banding. Like so. We also want to do this over the flat areas. On Sigmar's visage. Just like that. Everywhere else, the details are a little bit small, so we won't need to worry about doing that. But on the shield, as I say, these areas are just that little bit bigger. So you just want to brighten them back up again, whilst also leaving that shade where it's settled. Just like this. And then next up, I'm going to take some Liberator Gold. I'm going to use this to highlight all of our gold details. Just going to use this to pick out all of the edges. For example, there on the shield. Up here as well. And of course on the armour as well. Like so. So you just want to go around picking out all of the edges. And then we'll come back. And with that done, what we're then going to do is take some Canoptek Alloy and we're going to use this as our spot highlight on our gold to give it that slightly more antique feel by just picking out the sharpest points in the gold and any of the rivets. With that done, you should have some beautiful gold. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take some Iron Hand Steel. We're going to start making that silver just as pretty. So what we want to do is we want to, firstly with the Iron Hand Steel, is on the scale mail. So we just want to layer up each of the scales. Like that. Whereas on the weapon, what we want to do is we want to layer up this kind of area here, just avoiding where that Basilicanum Grey is really settled in the corners, like so. And then what we want to do is we want to highlight the rest of the blade. So like that central area there, and of course the cutting edge. Just like this. And with that done, what we then want to do is take some Stormhost Silver. We want to highlight the cutting edge of the blade, like that, just to make it nice and shiny. Then we also want to pick out the underside edge of our scales. Just like this. And so with that done, what we then want to do is take some Baneblade Brown. We want to use this to highlight the leathers. And with that done, what we then want to do is take some Corax White and use this to highlight all of our white details. Just like this. And with that done, we then want to take some Blood Angels Red. We want to use this to colour in the gems on Sigmar's brow here, and the gems on the spear there, and the gem and the scabbard of the knife there as well. We've got another gem on the other side just there. And with that done, all that's left to do is to add a tiny dot of Lugganath Orange to the tip of each of those gems. And of course, something that the classic Warhipster forgot to do is to highlight the soft details in the black armour. So we've got this bit here, which we're going to use Dawnstone to do, because we want it to just be a slightly different colour to the armour. Just like this. And there we have it. Our Vindictor in the panoply of the Anvils of the Heldenhammer is now finished, and it was an absolute joy to revisit this scheme. I have a huge Anvils of the Heldenhammer army that I haven't touched in about 3 years. I'm talking an entire Vanguard chamber size of army, and it was lovely to revisit it. I had a lot of fun doing it with contrast this time around, and well, I might have to go back and repaint the whole lot. If you'd like to see how I painted the base, you can check out the How to Paint Winter Bases tutorial right here on the channel. And, well, yeah, I think it complements the black armour very nicely, providing, funnily enough, some contrast. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, like these legends and bosses that you can see on the screen before you, you can do so. Head to patreon.com/Warhipster or head to ko-fi.com/Warhipster. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.